long as the lion is chasing the gazelle is running. But as soon as the lion stops chasing the gazelle, it stops. And that's a lot of you in this room.
Hello everyone, what is going on? The Trend Edition, where you don't miss a trend around the world. Who else is feeling less motivated lately? Well, in today's video, we share to you the 10 most motivational speakers in the world. So grab your burger and fries as we get it rolling. Number 1, Nick Vujic. Vujic was born on December the 4th, 1982 in Melbourne, Australia. Vujic was born with tetraamelia syndrome, a very rare disorder whereby someone is born with an absence of all 4 limbs. This no doubt made things incredibly tough for Nick growing up, as he struggled both mentally and physically. It led to him founding his own very non-profit organization called Life Without Limbs. Nick Vujic is a true inspiration to us all. If you watch some of his motivational speeches on YouTube, you realize just how much he's been able to adapt to a life without limbs. Many people with this disorder might not be willing to work hard in order to truly push their abilities. He can type 43 words a minute on a computer. That's right, you heard me correctly, 43 words a minute. Now, I'm not gonna say anything, but I can type 44. Now I encourage you to watch some of his videos on YouTube and see exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, to think you're not good enough, it's a lie.
I don't care what job you get. I don't care. I don't care how smart you are, everyone. I don't care. I don't care. I love you and I believe in you. I don't care if you end up being a janitor in this school. I'll tell you why. Because the janitor in my high school inspired me to be a speaker.
Number 9, we have Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy was born on January the 5th, 1944 in Vancouver, Canada, and is the CEO of Brian Tracy International, a company that helps out individuals and organizations to develop self-development. And Brian's ultimate goal is to help other people achieve their goals more efficiently and be able to achieve their full potential. That definitely sets the foundation for being one of the best motivational speakers in the world. His lifetime achievements are phenomenal, consulting huge numbers of business and hosting huge numbers of seminars and conducting years and years of research in business economics and psychology. There's no more to say other than the title given on his website: professional speaker, best-selling author, and entrepreneur. Check out some of the best Brian Tracy quotes. No one lives long enough to learn everything they need to learn. Starting from scratch to be successful, we absolutely positively have to find people who have already paid the price to learn the things that we need to learn to achieve our goals.
In your life, you must always predict growth. You must always predict that things are going to grow. And you must always work as though things are going to grow, because it is your attitude more than anything else that will determine your level of success. Even when the economy is going down, some people and some companies are doing well.
Number 8, Robin Shama. Robin Shama was born in 1964 and straight out of the Dalhousie University School of Law. Became a professional lawyer, but he went further in his career than being a qualified and successful lawyer. Shama has written a total of 15 published books from 1995 through 2011 on the subjects of self-help and leadership. One of his most popular books, written, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, has sold over 5 million copies worldwide. The book is about a character called Julian who decided to sell his house and a Ferrari to go on a spiritual journey after being the victim to a sudden heart attack. Some may say that Robin Shama is more a motivation author rather than a speaker, but he deserves to be on this list. He's written 12 global bestsellers and is an expert author in the world of leadership and self-development. Dreamers are mocked as impractical. The truth is, they are the most practical, as their innovations lead to progress and a better way of life for all of us.
There is a great danger in being completely satisfied. When I work with the billionaires and the titans of industry and the Hollywood superstars, here's what I notice. They're never satisfied. Now, sometimes if you don't manage that unsatisfaction, you're going to be a very unhappy person.
Number 7, Wayne Dyer. Dr. Wayne Dyer was born on May the 10th, 1940 in Detroit and spent the majority of his childhood in an orphanage. Dyer was in the U.S. Navy after graduating high school from 1958 to 1962. He then received his degree in counseling, a profession that he chose to work in for a while before taking it one step further. He left his teaching job and started pursuing a career in motivational speaking, holding various lectures across the states and becoming a popular author. The first book that Dyer ever wrote has now had over 35 million copies. He's proceeded to continue with his lecture tours and audio tapes to publish a regular stream of books. He quotes, "Passion is a feeling that tells you this is the right thing to do. Nothing can stand in my way. It doesn't matter what anyone else says. This feeling is so good that it cannot be ignored. I'm going to follow my bliss and act upon this glorious sensation of joy."
Basically, it all begins with how we choose to think. As you think, so shall you be. 7 little words that I think are perhaps the most important things that we can learn and master in our lives.
Number 6, Zig Ziglar. Zig Ziglar was born on November the 6th, 1926 in Alabama and passed away, sadly, on November the 28th in 2012. Ziglar has 11 siblings, and at the age of 5 years old, his father died of a stroke, and his sister passed away 2 days later. Zig actually served in the army from 1935 to 1946. During World War II, Ziglar met his wife, Jean, where he was just 17 years old. And after the war, he began to work as a salesman for many different companies, eventually becoming the vice president for the automotive performance company. He started taking part in the motivational seminars and also wrote his first book in 1975, titled See You at the Top. This was the first of at least 15 books he written during the period of 1975 and 2012. A lot of wisdom has come from Zig over the years, and he's definitely one of the best motivational speakers in the world. He quotes, "You were designed for accomplishment, engineered for success, and endowed with the seeds of greatness."
That positive thinking won't let you do anything, but it will let you do everything better than negative thinking will.
5. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Schwarzenegger was born on July the 30th, 1947 in Australia. We all know him as the world famous professional bodybuilding champion, and there's a very inspirational story behind his bodybuilding success. Schwartz served in the Australian Army at the age of 18 years old for 1 year, which at the time was compulsory for all 18-year-olds. During this time, he would still manage to fit in his workouts between all the training and drills. While most people were resting, he snuck out of camp to compete in the Junior Mr. Europe contest, which he ended up winning. Arnold's discipline towards his training was incredible in the fact that he was willing to disobey the rules of the army and sneak out of camp to compete in the contest. Just goes to show how badly he wanted it. Nowadays, he's an inspiration to many bodybuilders and a great source of motivation for anyone. He quotes, "Wanting to be successful in life is continually being hungry. The meaning of life is not simply to exist, but to survive."
Out so hard, 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day, and you have always a smile on your face. And I told people all the time, I said, because to me, I'm shooting for gold. In front of me is the Mr. Universe title.
Number 4, we have Jim Rowe. Jim Rowe was born on September the 17th, 1930 in Yakima, Washington, and passed away on December the 5th, 2009. He was a very successful entrepreneur at one time, being a vice president of a very successful sales company. However, after the company eventually went out of business, he was invited to speak at a meeting of one of his clubs. After this meeting, he was invited to speak at many other events and began making a name for himself. Rowe was a wise businessman and managed to import much of his wisdom into others. He's definitely earned the right to be on this list of the best motivational speakers in the world. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what? They have planned for you. Not much. Not much at all.
Now, of course, emotions are so powerful they can go either way on you. Emotions can either build or destroy. So you really have to employ emotions properly. We call civilization the intelligent management of human emotions. If you can intelligently apply your emotions in the right direction, no telling what can happen. Could turn your life around one day would be sufficient.
Number 3, we have Les Brown. Les Brown was born on February the 17th, 1945 in Miami, Florida. He was adopted by Mammy Brown, and while in grade school, she was declared dead with a mental disease. Despite this, the emotional issues it brought upon him, he was encouraged by others to continue to learn and be the best he could be, leading him to unlock his full potential. Les Brown is another motivational speaker who is incredibly popular among this list because his speeches are so deep and meaningful that they really get through to people. His top-selling books, called It's Not Over Until You Win and Live Your Dreams, are truly inspirational and well worth to read. When life knocks you down, try to land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up, and let your reasons get you back up.
Operate out of your imagination, not your memory. Because whenever you look at where you want to go, I'm wanting to warn you, you will have some conversation back here after you go through the data that you've experienced in life saying you can't do it. And so what you want to begin to do is ignore that inner conversation.
Number 2, Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins was born on February the 29th, 1960 in Los Angeles. His life at home when he was young was described by him as abusive and chaotic. It was because of this that he left home at the age of 17. Originally, when starting out in the world of motivational speaking, Robbins was promoting seminars for churches. He later decided to begin his own journey, hosting his own seminars. Tony has affected and changed so many people's lives in a positive way through his seminars and motivational speeches. Search for him on YouTube and several videos will pop up showing him changing someone else's life. What we truly want is where we never direct our focus. We never concentrate our power. Most people give up in life, never deciding to master anything.
What just happened there when these came down like that? And you started breathing here too?
Start believing you and be open.
Number 1, we have Eric Thomas. Eric Thomas, born and raised in Detroit, was homeless at the age of 16. But Eric decided that he wanted to make a better life for himself, to become someone with a life he could be proud of. He did just that. And you can now check out powerful advice from Eric Thomas on YouTube. He also managed to get the education he missed out on while he was homeless and push himself further to achieve all the qualifications he dreamed of and being able to achieve. Eric Thomas has become one of the best motivational speakers in the world. His YouTube videos are legendary and his best-selling books have taken in millions of dollars in revenue. His speeches are so popular that if you find he's featured, that you'll find that he's featured in roughly 90% of them. One of his best sayings is, if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll truly be successful. If you want to see videos of these motivational speakers, there will be a link at the bottom. Rowe, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then hit that like and subscribe button. Also ring that bell to get notified on what is trending around the world.